The fastest ever pitch recorded in an official MLB game was thrown by Aroldis Chapman, clocked at a blazing 105 mph. The question is it possible to throw faster than that? And unfortunately, I am not a very talented MLB pitcher, so I can't test that out myself. But I can take it to the virtual world here in MLB The Show 21 to test out and see what the fastest possible pitch is in MLB The Show 21. Gonna do a million scientific things today to tweak the settings, tweak the ratings, tweak the gameplay, everything possible to squeeze out the fastest possible pitch in this game. We never know what the answer is going to be going into it. Like, for all I know, it could be 99 mph, it could be 120. I have no idea. That's what the science is for. First contestant is going to be Aroldis Chapman, because he's the man that should have the highest velocity rating in the game. I mean, he threw a pitch for 105 mph, and yes, he does have 99 velocity, but a bunch of pitchers in this game have 99 velocity. But I take him and want to test him out first because it's Aroldis freaking Chapman, and I know sometimes behind the scenes ratings don't mean everything. There can be some special traits that he's been given in-game that other players don't have just because he's Aroldis Chapman. So we're going to test him out first with that 99 velocity. And then contestant number 2 on the same exact team, Big Wiener. Big Wiener, he has a big wiener because he has 99 stats across the board aside from bunting, because who cares about bunting? And because I didn't think it would make that big a difference just from one player to the next because they both have 99 velocity, I went through and gave him 99 everything, which Chapman doesn't have. And also, as you guys can see, he's pretty big. 6'10", 290 pounds. As tall as I can make him, as heavy as I can make him, and everything on his body is big as possible. Like, he has the biggest arms possible. Just everything is big about Mr. Big Wiener. And some really strange pitches as well. He has a four-seam, a changeup, a VULCAN change, which I didn't know was a thing. Knuckleball, obviously. I just wanted to test out the highest velocity for all those pitches as well, not just four-seam fastball. So we'll see what the fastest possible changeup is. VULCAN change, fastest possible knuckleball is like a 90 mph knuckleball possible. Running fastball as well. Wanted to see that one. So not just fastball, but we're gonna see the rest of these pitches today. Like, imagine seeing like a 90 mph knuckleball. If anybody's gonna throw that, it's be Mr. Big Wiener. But this is where things get a little bit different, and why I want to try out a third and final thing in today's video is there are things in this game such as quirks. These are like the special attributes behind the scene that you really can't do anything about to add to those players. It's kind of already given in the game, but there is a special quirk that nobody we can use today actually has unless we go into the Diamond Dynasty game mode. And luckily, I already have this player because you can't actually buy him off the auction block. This man right here, Rob Dibble, 84 overall reliever. His velocity, as you see right here, is 99, which is really weird because you see other stats on players in Diamond Dynasty over 99. Like, a lot of players, even base players, have some ratings, especially hitters, over 99, but nobody in the game has higher than 99 velocity, so that sucks. I wanted to test that out. But the special thing about Rob Dibble that nobody else has, even if they have 99 velocity, you go into his card, go into quirks, he has a quirk called Outlier. Primary pitch exceeds max velocity limit. It says 102. I don't know if that means the pitch is going to be 102, but he's the only player in the game that we can use that has 99 velocity that has this quirk that actually goes towards his fastball. I think Sixto Sanchez, the young pitcher for the Marlins, has this quirk as well, but it doesn't go towards his fastball. It's one of his other pitches. So the third thing we will test out is Rob Dibble's fastball in Diamond Dynasty with 99 velocity, being the only player that also has Outlier. I really wish you could edit these quirks as well and put them on your creative player, but you can't. I know Big Wiener, he has a lot of quirks on his player that I didn't add. I guess the game has kind of generated it. Like, if we go click on his player card, go over to quirks, he has a ton of them. Soft hands, quick reflexes, cannon, sniper, speedster, pressure cooker, unbreakable, workhorse, stingy. I mean, there's literally pages and pages of these quirks, but none of them actually help exceed his max velocity, which, being 6'10", 290 pounds outside of Diamond Dynasty, I thought would give us some crazy potential, but I've worked everything possible out to hopefully give us the fastest possible pitch. It might be a stinker, but that's what science is for, to test out the limits of what we know as reality. There's also a final thing I do want to test out with the first two contestants. That's the slider known as fastball pitch speed. So we can move this all the way up to the top. We can move off speed pitch all the way to the top. and that should give those crazy pitches that are already max velocity even faster potential. But I want to start off by just testing out the actual players first and their real ratings without any messed up sliders. Or I guess not messed up, but just funky sliders. Don't have to be too funky, just want to do this in a practice mode. Now also what I do want to test out is I want to put this at Coors Field, because we all know the altitude at Coors Field is absolutely ridiculous. Actually, can we put in one of our, we can't put in our created stadiums, I don't think, into practice mode, or can we? We can actually. So where's the one we did? Dinger Park. It has ridiculous altitude, the highest potential altitude in the game at, like, I think it's 5,700 foot of altitude elevation. So Dinger Parks, we're gonna test this out. I have no idea if this actually does anything for our velocity, but why not? Try it. First contestant is Chapman, and as you see already, it says four-seam fastball 96 to 100 mile per hour. So his sliders 83 to 87, sinker 93 to 97, splitter 89 to 93. So Aroldis Chapman has the fastest ever recorded pitch in MLB history at 105. There's some rumors out there, some folk tales out there that said Nolan Ryan threw in at 108, but that can't be confirmed nor denied. But anyways, Aroldis Chapman, fastball, 97 mile per hour. So I know I didn't get a perfect pitch on it. That's going to be 100 mile per hour on the dot. I'm assuming that's the fastest he can hit. We'll try it one more time. It's 100 again. I'm gonna concentrate and try to actually get a real perfect pitch here. See if that affects anything with the velocity. That's 99 again. But man, this guy throws the ball over 100. And it seems you can't throw it over 100 in this freaking game unless you mess with the sliders. Now that one was 101. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I like testing this out and doing repetition, because as you see, it says the four-seam fastball is anywhere from 96 to 100. So that's the range. But yeah, he just hit 101. So, what does that mean? Does that range a lie, or can you get lucky every now and then? That's 100 again. So, I'm assuming, like, 101, maybe you could get lucky at, like, 102 or something. That's 100. So, maybe it's just going to be luck. But at least we did see that Aroldis Chapman has the potential to throw the ball 101 mile per hour with normal sliders, even though his range just says 100. Time now to bring in Big Wiener. So, for Big Wiener, what's it going to say his range is? 97 to 101. So even though they have these same exact velocity ratings, maybe because he's bigger, I don't know what else could be the case. Maybe because he's bigger, he has maxed out arm strength and arm accuracy as well, and his other pitches, I don't know. But all I know is they have the same velocity rating, but one player or the other, his range is up by 1 mile per hour. If it's the same as Aroldis Chapman, that means we should be able to hit 102 potentially. So, Big Wiener, what you got? First pitch, 102 on the first freaking pitch. Let's go already. Out of his range, that's a perfect one. 101 again. So, like, this guy, he throws the ball a little bit faster. Mr. Big Wiener, a little bit faster than Aroldis Chapman. Now, since we hit 102 on the first pitch, is freaking 103 possible? 101 again. Now, I do, before I try repetition to repetition, do want to try out the other pitches really quick. I mean, these off-speed pitches kind of, like, completely maxed out in terms of velocity. His changeup is 84. We'll try each one of the off-speed pitches twice, try to get an accurate reading. That's 85 that time. So changeup's around the 85 mile per hour. Vulcan change, I never heard of this pitch in my life. I just wanted to test it out. That's an 84 mile per hour. They have the same range. Maybe I should have done changeup and something else. It might have been a little bonehead move. But he threw the Vulcan change, 86 mile per hour. Try it one final time here, and that's going to be 85. What if I threw it high? Maybe because it's like a little low. I noticed the fastball's lower, a little bit slower. That's 86 again, so fair play there. I do want to test out this knuckleball, though. What's the fastest potential knuckleball Big Wiener can throw? 73 mile per hour. It does say, though, we should be able to hit 75. That one's 74. Let's see if we can keep it going. Come on, Big Wiener. 73, 74. Most knuckleballers throw the ball about, like, that speed, to be fair. So, it is a little wild. That one was 75. That, even though he has max velocity on it, it doesn't get any higher than like 75, 76. So nothing way too funky here. Now I'll try it one final time. That's perfect pitch. 72. So the knuckleball is extremely random. Now I do want to try this running fastball and see like the difference in this in terms of mile per hour. That one was 96, so nothing way too funky. And keep in mind too, it's nothing to do with energy level because it's freaking practice mode. That's 97. It does say in the range that the running fastball should get up to 98, which from what we've seen together so far means maybe we'll get lucky and hit a 99 mile per hour fastball. but obviously a little bit slower than his normal fastball. Now, I do want to sit here for a few minutes to just test out four-seam fastball and see if maybe we can hit 103 since we already did hit 102. 102 for the second time. I mean, it's been like 5 minutes. That's all we've hit, just throwing fastballs over and over again at the highest 102. So I think that's what we've kind of collectively found out here, is whatever the range says, more than likely you can throw it about 1 mile per hour faster if you get lucky. Now, before we mess with the sliders or anything, I do want to go into Diamond Dynasty and try out the 99 velocity with the special quirk and see if we can hit 103, 102. Now, unfortunately, don't think we can practice in Diamond Dynasty, so we might have to play one of those games offline. And going back to Dinger Park for this one, gotta have the high elevation. I really want to see this man hit 103 mile per hour. As you see now, it does say the range is up a little bit, 97 to 102, which I would assume from everything we've seen so far, that would mean he could potentially hit 103, which is still lower than the highest all-time. That was 102. Like I said, the highest all-time recorded 105. So far, he's hit 102 on his very first pitch, but so did Big Wiener. That one's 102 again. I'm just going to keep throwing high fastballs and hopefully get a little lucky. Just hate that his freaking wind-up is so goddamn slow. 102 for every single fastball so far. So 2-1 count from Rob Dibble. I just want to see a 103 one time. 102 again. Now, unfortunately, his energy is going to go down a little bit because this isn't practice mode, because you don't have any practice mode on Diamond Dynasty. That's 102 for the 57th straight time. Come on now. Give me a 103-er, Robert. Robert, please, punch him out. Punch him out. That was 102 again. You would think, like, Ryan Mountcastle would understand that he's throwing fastballs every pitch. Now, like, how am I supposed to know? Okay, it hit 102 again, but that's a freaking dinger. But maybe 102 is, like, the max universally in this game, because everybody so far we've seen has gone 1 mile per hour over the range. We see here, Robert, he's hitting 102 consistently, like every single freaking pitch. So maybe no matter what you do, you can't go higher than 102, because if you guys are familiar, because if you guys remember, the actual picture of the quirk had the radar gun that said 102, so maybe that was a sign. I assume that was just like for the art, like of the picture, you know? But we've literally thrown every single fastball 102. I don't think I've seen a 101. It's literally been consistent across the board, freaking 102 every single time. So I'm a little disappointed. So maybe Robert can actually throw at 103. That's 102 again. Maybe let's try it low. See if it's consistently 102 low in the strike zone. It's going to be 102 in the middle of the plate. 102 again. It's literally been 102 every single fastball. Let me throw it way out of the zone here and see if that has any difference whatsoever. 102 again. Maybe high and away or something. Maybe this will have some bit of a difference. 102. I think Robert can only throw the ball 102. Literally, Big Wiener threw his 102 on the first attempt when his range said 101. So I think the max is 102 with normal sliders. Not going to lie, pretty disappointing, but I mean, 102 for an 84 rated reliever in Diamond Dynasty, I mean, you can't complain at that. I'm just really hoping at this point, the sliders with the fastball speed and off-speed pitch speed has some big effect on the actual pitch speed, because sometimes sliders are fake and don't really work. Because if it doesn't work, I think we've had ourselves an absolute stinker. I wanted way faster than 102. I wanted 120, 130, something funky. Putting the fastball speed pitch slider and the off-speed pitch slider all the way freaking off. Moment of truth, my dudes. It all comes down to this. Hopefully the sliders don't let us down. Now, the thing that, as we see already, is the range is exactly the same. That's the first thing I was going to say. I was curious if the slider change messed with the range at all, but they say it's exactly the same. So please be absolutely hilarious here. 100. Are you actually serious? I don't think the sliders even do anything, my dudes. Do the sliders even freaking count, or the sliders not work in practice mode? Because if that's the case, the sliders, they lie. What's the point in having those sliders? They don't freaking work. How about the knuckleball? Is it still going 75? Maybe you have to be in an actual game. Alright, apparently, maybe sliders don't work in practice mode. We're going to try an actual game. We're in the game now. Going down to sliders. Pitch speed. It's all the way up. So, like, does the thing not even really work? What's the point of the sliders if that crap doesn't actually work? That's 100 mile per hour again. So I'm assuming that means at the end of the day, after everything we've done, 102 is the fastest you can throw the ball. Well, that's an absolute stinker.